I mean, they're really pushing this Vengeance Day thing as huge deal, return to the road.
Yeah.
Feeling the energy of crowds that are not in the performance center.
Yeah.
So, maybe they're gonna pull out all the stops here and put on one heck of a show to try to capture that takeover energy of old.
Hey, they got some good wrestlers over there these days, man. We saw some good wrestling yesterday. I think if you look at this lineup, I think Dijak, given how goofy his character is, it's easy to totally forget how great of a wrestler he is. And I say great because he is a great wrestler.
He got a pretty good match out of Von Wagner.
Yeah. And him and Wes Lee, a clash of styles. That's going to be really fun. You can't tell me Carmelo versus Apollo Crews isn't going to be a phenomenal 2 out of 3 falls match. That's going to be outstanding.
The tag match should be really good. I mean, all the matches on the card have the potential to be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, man. So many people here in the YouTube chat putting up their hands. Well, we appreciate you staying. Oh, my God.
There we go.
Larson, our views jumped to 303. Wow. NXT.
Draw.
Back in business. Maybe I should have just put Grayson Waller on the thumbnail.
There you
That'd
go.
have brought in double the audience, I guess.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk Vengeance Day here, specifically our picks for Vengeance Day before we go into the recap, although we'll touch on things from the recap and our picks. But anyways, enough of me talking about that. First match I got here for the North American title, Wes Lee.
Yeah.
The most relatable wrestler maybe in all of wrestling right now.
Him dropping the Come Tuesday phrase yesterday, that was enough for me. I'm like,
pop.
This dude, he could be ongoing in Raw.
Yeah. He's taking on Dijak for that North American title. Steve, who do you got?
Yeah, that's right. You know what? Dijak's great. Wes Lee's better. Wes Lee goes over.
Yeah, Wes Lee's totally going over. I'm picking Wes Lee as well. There wasn't really any stand tall math, although Dijak won his match.
Yeah, I beat Von Wagner. That's right.
Yeah, he got a good match out of Von Wagner.
Yeah,
so that's Dijak's win for the week.
Yeah, it is. We've got the New Day versus Gallus. Gallus Boys on Talk versus Pretty Deadly versus Chase U, of course, for those NXT tag titles. Now, common logic is maybe New Day, they want to use them more on main roster because they're big stars. And so maybe this is a way for them to lose the titles without getting pinned.
Yeah.
And then they can go along their merry way. I mean, I think they've done a pretty decent job having New Day there as a spotlight on the tag division. Now the tag division is loaded up. Larson, where do you see this match going?
Unfortunately, I see Chase U, probably Andre Chase eating the pin here.
Really? Oh, eating the pin. Okay.
Yes.
They are going to lose this match.
They were working well for the most part when they won on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. However, we're going to start to see the fissures in that relationship start to grow, more cracks. They'll lose. Pretty Deadly will probably end up winning this, and they'll feud with Gallus afterwards. I mean, the feud has been New Day Pretty Deadly, so they could Pretty Deadly could pick up the win here. Maybe they have a one-on-one bout with New Day where they cheat to win, and they go on to feud with Gallus, and hopefully Gallus eventually wins those titles. But I'll say Pretty Deadly for now.
Took the words out of my mouth, man. My heart says Gallus Boys on Talk. My head says Pretty Deadly picks up the win, and I think you're right about this. I think it's going to be Chase. Man, dude, I love Chase U. I really do. I understand why they're putting in this match. It's going to be interesting to see Chase U against like a 5,000 strong crowd.
Yeah.
Because I think they are like one of the most over things, and I really like the Duke Hudson stuff. I think it's been really strong.
Yeah, it has been good.
And so it's going to be, but no fan Blade should have been in this match.
I know.
They're really good wrestlers.
They're awesome.
They add so much to everything they do. But yeah, no, I get it's going to be Pretty Deadly. They've been on the short end of every stick here, having to go out and get a bunch of, eBay items for the New Day. And so, yeah, I'm with you on this one. I think they're going to win.
Next, for the women's tag titles, got the champions, Katana Chance, Kaden Carter, taking on Fallon Henley and Kiana James. Steve? I'm going to go on a limb and say that you're probably going to say the champs are going to retain here.
I mean, this is barely a team. They hate each other. But I mean, isn't that fodder for more story? Like Kiana James and Fallon Henley. I mean, I think you're right. It's the champions are going to win. It'd be silly to bet against the champions. They're like a well-oiled machine at this point.
They're the longest reigning women's NXT tag champs at this juncture.
So, yeah, I got the champs.
Yeah.
Probably with high confidence points if we were doing that. But yeah, no, Fallon Henley and the distrust here is just it's off the charts.
Yeah,
from
seems
Fallon
to be
Henley.
a gulf too wide to overcome for this match on Saturday.
But then if they need something, I mean, I guess they have Brooks Jensen to keep them together as a team. Otherwise, they wouldn't be teaming together.
Exactly.
So yeah, no, I feel like the champs are gonna retain here.
Exactly. Next 2 out of 3 falls match. This should be awesome. Apollo Crews taking on Carmelo Hayes. Who do you got, Steve?
Man, I feel like one dude's going to be sticking around, and there's two sides here. One dude's going to be sticking around. One dude's probably going to move it on the main roster, and that's Carmelo Hayes. But then they're also feuding kind of over a de facto number 1 contender thing.
And Apollo already had his shot.
He had his shot. Yeah, we haven't seen Carmelo Hayes versus Braun Breaker. Yeah, Carmelo Hayes wins this.
Yeah, Melo's going to win this.
As well he should. He's the future, man. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, the only question is Melo the future of NXT or the future of main roster in the short term? You know what I mean?
Oh, I know.
Obviously, he's the future of main roster at some juncture, but
I just want to see
first.
I just want to see NXT with Carmelo Hayes as the face of the company. Should have been 6 months ago.
I know.
It really should have been. I don't know why they're rolling with Braun Breaker this long. It's kind of obnoxious.
It's probably going to end at Stand and Deliver. Anyways, before we get to that match, we got the NXT Women's Title match: Roxanne Perez versus Gigi Dolan, and JC Jane. Roxanne's gonna retain here.
This would probably be. Well, I'm not gonna say this would be my second most confidence points here. I think. Let's take a look at these other matches. Well, besides Wesley might be on my confidence points, but yeah, no, this is clearly going to be Roxanne Perez, Gigi Dolan, and JC Jane. I mean, I'd be shocked if they came out of this as a cohesive unit anymore, because they're probably going to give each other more punishment than Roxanne gets.
The odds of them coming out as a more cohesive unit, I feel like, are less than Fallon Henley and Kiana James, honestly.
Yeah, I could see that. I did really appreciate the little slip there from Gigi. You know, when I come out of this, and before they were able to address it, Roxanne just comes shooting in the frame. I thought that was a pretty good segment.
That was good. And then, I mean, like, JC did the same thing, and Gigi barely. I mean, she kind of gave him her a glance, but didn't really react to it.
Yeah.
Main event: Braun Breaker versus Grayson Waller. Braun's got to win.
Yeah, Braun's going to win this. Although Grayson Waller has really stepped up his game in this feud. I think that all of his promo work, it's been a lot less. It's been a lot less Miz-like. You know. Like, the intensity's been there. Somebody mentioned some interaction between him and Cody on the bump. I haven't seen that, but I know he's been doing really, really good work lately. And yeah, I mean, if this needs to be a case for him to get to main roster, that's what it needs to be.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you'd think that whoever, I mean, we've been saying this forever, whoever loses this, there's a pretty good chance they go up to main. But again, that's something we've been saying for months, seemingly, about a variety of matches. It hasn't happened, so.
Yeah.
But maybe the fact they had Waller on the bump with Cody was kind of a bit of a preview of what we could expect from Grayson Waller. Who knows?
Absolutely.